It's not just resources in Eagle Pass that are being stretched thin. It's also happening in San Antonio. There are an influx of migrants coming to our city.
Yeah, we have seen 1,000 people on average arriving the last couple of days. That is to the San Antonio airport, at a local bus station here, and the Migrant Resource Center. That's where our Jonathan Cotto is standing by this evening. Jonathan, resources here locally also being strapped as well.
That's right, Myra and Steve. I'm located here at the Migrant Resource Center. You know, we know over 2,000 migrants arrived at Eagle Pass by foot and by train on Tuesday. On Wednesday, 3,000 more. And authorities are expecting that number to increase day after day. And as these migrants make their way into Texas, they'll eventually end up here in San Antonio at the Migrant Resource Center, as you're seeing another bus load full of migrants showing up to a center that's already working and operating at capacity. Now, a lot of these migrants have not been able to go inside because of the number of people that are inside and have been spending the majority of their day outside in the heat, in the elements. As you can see, many trying to find shade where possible and trying to find that comfort where possible. Now, we had an opportunity to speak with local leadership to learn more about the situation that we are seeing and witnessing at the border, and if they are making any plans to expand additional shelter right here in San Antonio.
It's no end in sight.
Congressman Tony Gonzales calling the current situation at the border tragic, detailing already a number of deaths.
Earlier today, first responders pulled the body of a lifeless baby out of the water. This is the third or fourth child that has passed away in the last couple of weeks.
Migrants are being bused to different shelters and centers across the state. The Migrant Resource Center here already at capacity.
I have been in direct communication with Mayor Nuremberg, the city manager, the county judge, and others. The difficulty when you open up more space is that space just gets consumed, and there is no end in sight. No matter how big a space you open up, it just continues to overflow.
Gonzales says a humanitarian approach to the situation is best, but alerts.
We do not want to see in San Antonio what we see in other places like El Paso, which is in my district, where you see people that are, essentially homeless on the side of the street, which is not a good thing for our community.
And what's mostly keeping places like the MRC jammed are migrants who don't have the money to move to their final destinations.
So they are doing odd jobs. They're trying to scrape together some money before they move on to their final destination. And all that does is increase the amount of people that are waiting in and around that area.
Now, Steve, Myra, I want to bring your attention back to that bus that just pulled up here to the Migrant Resource Center. We're waiting for the people inside to make their way into the Migrant Resource Center, but I believe they're probably having to go through a process, a checklist of items before they're able to step outside of that bus. But I do want to make mention here and add a little bit of human perspective. We've been covering the border now for a couple of years, and we've been covering the border for the last couple of months at the end of Title 42 and on the onset of the buoys. But just now I witnessed something that I haven't had the opportunity to witness before, and that it appears that one of the migrants that was sheltered here at the MRC reached out to their point of contact. That point of contact came here, picked that woman up, and the bond, the connection, the hug, the sentiment that was shared at that moment was unlike anything that I've had the opportunity to witness since I've been covering immigration for KSAT 12. Now, we did reach out to Bexar County Judge Peter Sakai to learn more about the situation, if they did have any plans on opening more shelters here in San Antonio. He says they are keeping an eye on the situation. They're aware of what's happening. They're aware of the overflow here at MRC, and they are keeping an eye on things on a day-by-day basis. But as of now, they have no plans on opening additional space. Reporting live outside of the Migrant Resource Center here in San Antonio, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.